I hadn't seen my family in LA for a little while, so I decided to come out and pay them a visit just in time for the newest batch of Los Angeles wildfires to cause us to evacuate. Me and my family evacuated to an apartment in the valley before just kind of waiting to hear what happened. And no one told us anything. We kind of sat around reading the news trying to see if our house had burned down or not, and there was no definitive answer. So finally I decided to take matters into my own hands. I was gonna go and see if my childhood home had burned down or not. The police had quarantined off the fire area pretty solidly, but on TV I was seeing news coverage coming out of my neighborhood, so I figured they were probably letting press people through. So I decided just to walk up carrying all my camera equipment and tell them that I was a part of the press. Hey, excuse me? We're media. We're wondering if there's a way we can get through.
Yeah, you have a media pass?
Hey, what's up? We're media.
Anyone could come with a camera.
No, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
The thing is, we need to verify that you guys are indeed media.
So the cops were blocking me from driving up into my neighborhood. But one of the hillsides had been devastated by fire the day before, and so it was actually a pretty clean shot straight up to my neighborhood. So I decided just to walk it. When I got over the top of the hill and looked around my neighborhood, it was crazy. It looked post-apocalyptic. The entire neighborhood was leveled. My house was 4 blocks away, which doesn't seem like much, but there were downed wires and active wildfires all around me. I wasn't sure what I was going to say if I ran into a firefighter or a police officer, but the entire place was totally deserted. Even though the neighborhood was destroyed, there were still a few houses standing, so I was holding on to hope that maybe my house would be untouched, and then I turned onto my block and saw it. It's one of those moments where I know I'm supposed to feel sad, but it hasn't really hit yet. Even now, doing this voiceover a couple hours later, it still just feels surreal. And I know this is terrible for my family and for the community at large, but for some reason it just hasn't hit me yet. A little while later, I saw some guys who had somehow gotten a car through, and they gave me a ride. We drove around and it was just more of the same. Every now and then we would pass a lucky house that was still standing, but it didn't seem like it would be standing for long. The fires were encroaching and it didn't seem like anyone was doing much to stop them. The only structure that seemed safe was the new mall that had been built a few years ago by a prominent LA billionaire. So now I guess I have to go back to the valley, tell my family that our house is burned down. But hey, at least the mall is fine, right?